Joe Flacco gave an interesting quote about his role as a Cleveland Brown quarterback. Obviously, he's the most tenured quarterback in the Cleveland Browns locker room. He found himself in this situation last year with the Indianapolis Colts as well, and he ended up playing a lot of time for the Indianapolis Colts. The time did not go as well as it went the year prior when he was with the Cleveland Browns, when he came in halfway through the season, when their quarterback situation was a complete mess. He was on the couch, literally on our show, throwing footballs in his backyard. Then he goes to Cleveland Browns with Stefanski, and he leads them to a playoff run.
Yeah.
Leads them to a playoff run. He has such a good year. The Colts sign him, bring him in for a little bit of money. Goes bad here, but Anthony Richardson drafted 4th overall. Anthony Richardson's supposed to be the future of the program. Joe Flacco had to get asked the entire time about leading, being a mentor, teaching this guy the game. Now he's back to Cleveland Browns. They got 4 quarterbacks with Dylan Gabriel, Shador Sanders, Kenny Pickett, and Joey Flacco, and he's being asked the same questions. Are you going to coach these guys, or what is it? And he gives one of the best answers I've ever heard.
It's a talking point. You can kind of like use it like, because it's a good question to bait somebody into answering. And no matter how they answer it, it kind of makes the guy that's answering it look bad. If I say I don't want to be a mentor, I look bad. If I say I do want to be a mentor, then I look like an idiot that doesn't care about being good and playing football. So it's one of those questions that no matter what I say, you guys can write what you want to write about it. And there's a lot of questions like that. That's why you end up having to try to avoid them. I tend to try to be honest. And I've said I'm not a mentor. I play football. And in a quarterback room, there's a lot of times there's been a ton of times where there's learning experiences, and I have a lot of experience, and I can talk on things, and hopefully they listen. But it's not necessarily like my job to like make sure they listen to me. And hey, like hopefully you have a really good relationship with the guys that are in the room, and you naturally want to do that, But that was a long-winded answer, but that's ultimately why I think you guys ask it, Here's the thing is, like, because of what I just said, like, you're acting like I wouldn't want to be a mentor. It's like, once again, it's not really about that. It's just not the main focus. I see myself as a guy that can play in this league. So if your main focus was just like, hey, but I'm going to get you ready, you're just not taking care of business. The best way to be a mentor, honestly, is, like, show people how you go to work, and like I said, hope that they pick up on that stuff, but not necessarily force them to pick up on the things that you do.
The guy gives a minute-long answer about why, no matter what answer I give you, you're going to have your narrative about it. If I say, I don't want to be a mentor for this guy, I'm a bad teammate. I do want to be a mentor for this guy. Is he focused on leading the Browns? It's a no-win situation. I've said this. I'm not a mentor. Okay, but if he learns from me and we have a good room, that is good news. He's obviously been in the NFL a long time for good reason. The guy's an elite quarterback, which goes back to when he was asked, does he think he's elite? And I think he's always given these types of answers to the media. Do I think I'm elite? No, I think I'm just a bum. What am I supposed to say to that? Yes, I think I'm elite, which then immediately leads to everybody saying Joe Flacco is elite. It's like, what am I supposed to say? I'm not elite? I'm a bum. I won a Super Bowl. He just gave me $100 million. I'm not elite. I'm a waste of money. What am I supposed to do? Joe Flacco, whenever he starts speaking with that accent,
incredible.
Bad. Makes me look bad. Makes me look bad.
Talking.
What do you want? So he gives that entire answer about, like, no matter what I say here, you are going to find a bad way. Then he goes to a cut. Somebody goes, so you're not a mentor. And he's like, this is exactly what.
That's what I'm talking about.
This is exactly what I'm talking about. That's a tough situation over there, especially because, there's some NFL players that are veterans that it comes out later that, like, this guy just wanted the next person in line to do great, wanted to pass the torch. Normally that's for people that are pillars for a certain team, where they care about a certain franchise, where it's like, hey, I want this franchise to be good for the next guy that's coming through. I think Jason Kelsey helped draft Cam Jurgens to be the next center of the Philadelphia Eagles. I think he was a part of the whole process because he wanted to pass the torch to him. I assume in meetings when he asked questions, it was good. But there's been a lot of people, especially at the quarterback position, that are like, do you know how much shit I got to do?
Yeah.
I got to learn everything. I got to learn everything that's going on with everybody. I got to build relationships with everybody in this building. I got to be a CEO of this team. And then you want me to also what? Am I doing private tutor lessons with these rookies to tell them everything that I know so that they can potentially take my job as well? Like, if they want to watch what I do, if they want to ask me questions, good. I think Aaron even said that with Jordan Love.
Yeah.
He was like, I got to play a football game. And you think Tom Brady's worried about coaching younger quarterbacks?
No.
You think the guys we're trying to beat for the Super Bowl are worried about, their quarterbacks are worried about teaching other people? Not only being a player, but now you got to be a coach, and you also got to be a teacher, and you got to be a private tutor. It's like that shit. Football's hard, especially at the quarterback position. Joe Flacco's like, I still think I'm a guy. Like, I don't I want to start for this team. We went to the playoffs a couple years ago when I was here. I'm looking to do the same thing. I love that answer from him. And I think Dylan Gabriel and Shedeur Sanders obviously understand, because I think we've been around Joe. He's a pretty approachable guy.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Tall.
Very tall.
Huge.
Very approachable, though. It's like I assume he'll answer any question that they have, but he's not going out of his way to put up study sheets together for these guys to know what the hell they're supposed to do. I think it was a great answer by Joe Flacco.
Yeah, it's learning through osmosis. It's not learning through like tests and quizzes. It's like, hey, I'm just going to watch this guy. Like you mentioned Kelsey, you mentioned Rodgers. It's not as if they didn't play and they were standing on the sidelines with a play sheet and, you know, a clipboard and then letting them know, hey, you need to do this, this, and this when Jordan Love or Jurgens or Dickerson were coming off the field. It was, no, watch what I do, and then when I am done, that's when the torch is passed. Like, Rodgers didn't stay on the Packers once Jordan Love started. Kelsey didn't stay on the Eagles once, you know, his time was up. It's those guys finish their careers, and then kind of the next person comes in, and then you can kind of judge, like, okay, was this guy a good mentor? Or more so, did this other guy just not really understand how it worked?
But yeah, whenever you talk about gospel, that feels like the perfect way to handle that situation. And I love, and I mentioned this in the first hour, that one of the reporters was like, on that note, yeah, let me ask about it. So you're not going to be a mentor? Will you just tell us the answer? It's a tough position, especially in professional sports, AJ Hawk, and it feels like Joe just explained it perfectly for a lot of vets.
Yeah, I think he explained, and he helps out for people in the future, because this will continue to get asked by vet quarterbacks whenever there's a younger quarterback that they think that, I guess, I don't know what people think a mentorship might look like from a starting quarterback or from a guy that has experience to someone else. But yeah, like Joe said, like, hey, it's not, I can't make them listen to me. I can't make them do anything. They're adults, but they can watch me. If they want to see what the process is and what my process is and ask me questions, I will answer everything, I'm sure. Like, basically they should say, hey, are you going to be a dick to these young guys or not? And Joe is not going to be a dick to these guys.
Did you have to do that for linebackers, Hawker? Like, was there anybody that you were kind of the seasoned vet in the locker room for? And I assume you just didn't help them because you're a mute, but were there any points that you had to do that?
No, I mean, there wasn't any time when I like specifically was or felt like it was my duty or what I was supposed to do. But anytime especially a linebacker room, like, you have guys coming in and out of that room weekly, like, especially during the season, you're signing and trading guys away and getting rid of dudes all the time. So there's always new people in there. But yeah, I felt like the whole room was a very collaborative situation. If anyone ever asks you a question about what you should do, or hey, what are you looking at here on this play? Yeah, then you tell them exactly what you're looking at and give them some advice. Tell them, hey, when I got in the league, this is the old guy that I looked up to, or I kind of bugged with, hey, how do you watch film? What do you do? What's your process? It's all that stuff, but it's not something where they get, here you go, you are a mentor now. You got to take this kid under your wing. Like, that doesn't work that way.
To everything you just said, like Adam Vinatieri for me, I just watched him, you know?
Yep.
Like, I just watched him, ask him a question, not only on the field, off the field as well. Like, I think that is a big deal, handling a lot of things that come your way whenever you become a professional athlete. Now, granted, these younger guys experience it at a lot earlier age, so maybe they have, you know, all the answers, which I assume they all feel like they do. And a lot of young guys feel that way to begin with going into the league. And, you know, it's those who humble themselves that are willing to ask the questions. You know, you could try to be a coach or a mentor for some of these guys, and they might not listen anyways. So if you're to give effort into something that isn't your job, isn't what your legacy is going to be, because you feel like you're doing right, and then that person doesn't even listen, it's like, why'd I spend any time away from my job to do that? It's like Vinatieri, I was so lucky to be able to watch him work. And then through watching him work, it's like, oh, I could probably apply that to me. You know, I could probably do that for my thing. Watching Peyton's nowhere near being a part. Watching him work, Dallas Clark, Gary Brackett, you go through that entire crew of people, like watching them do their thing. Joseph Adai, I remember watching the way he got ready before a game one time, and I was like, oh, that's a good idea. I feel like something I should probably do. Mm-hmm. Like, those are the things you do. And it's the coach's job to coach the strategy, the technique, the culture of the place. It's a player's job to be ready for it. But if you're an older player, obviously you're going to be leaned upon in certain situations, especially from younger guys, if they're willing to ask. That's a big part of it. Willing participant in the entire mentor-mentee part of it too, AJ.